welcome back. Today we are going to see stimulus learning. So, what is stimulus in the first place? Stimulus is nothing but in layman's term, it is a force. It is a force that pushes an individual or that motivates an individual or that drives an individual to perform a particular task. So, what is stimulus learning? It refers to the process through which an individual recognizes, interprets, and learns from various environmental stimuli. That means the forces which are present in the environment. So these forces will push an individual to recognize, interpret, and learn. Okay, so this stimulus may be physical, social, emotional, or intellectual. Okay, learning begins with this stimulus learning, it begins with sensory organs. Okay, these sensory organs will receive the information from the environment and the brain will interpret that information and produces appropriate responses. First, the sensory organs will receive a particular information. That means you're touching a hot thing. As soon as you touch a hot thing, your sense organs will immediately send that information to brain, and brain will interpret it as a very hot object and will produce a response, that is remove your hand. Okay, in that way we remove our hand. Okay, the stimulus learning is the basis of all higher forms of learning. So this is the basic, the starting point, the fundamental of all forms of learning, because perception and understanding of stimuli are necessary before responses. So in order to give a proper response, a stimuli is necessary. Okay, this is the definition of stimulus learning. It can be defined as a process by which an individual acquires knowledge and behavioral tendencies through exposure to external and internal stimuli which are present in the environment. So, knowledge acquisition and behavioral tendencies, that whatever particular behavior a person is exhibiting, that is due to the exposure to internal or external stimuli. What are the characteristics of stimulus learning? First, it begins with sensory perception. Okay, that means sense organs will act. Then it requires attention. Okay, if stimuli are attended, then proper response can be obtained. Then it involves interpretation. Okay, the brain should interpret the stimulus. So then only certain you will get any response. It depends upon previous experiences. It leads to behavioral modifications. Okay, then it supports adaptation. That means a person can adjust himself to that person will, because of the stimulus learning, a person will adjust himself according to the environmental demands, and it forms the foundation. It is a basis of complex learning. So this is the importance of stimulus learning and educational significance you can go through. What are the types of stimuli, different types of stimuli? So stimuli are various internal and external factors that activate the sensory organs. Okay, they are the main reasons for activation of the sensory organ, and they influence the learning process. Okay, so different types of stimuli play different roles in shaping an individual's behavior, emotion, thinking pattern, and social interaction. So what are the major stimuli? Sensory stimuli, social stimuli, cognitive stimuli, and emotional stimuli. What is sensory stimuli? Okay, sensory stimuli received through, as the name itself suggests, it is received through sense organs like eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. Okay, they are the provide the basic information which is very much necessary for perception and learning. Example: light and colors, sound and music, smell and fragrances, taste, touch, and touch pressure and temperature. Okay. Mm, what is its educational important? Use of charts, models, videos, and demonstration enhances sensory learning. That means they are visually appealing. No, all these are. So they come under sensory learning. Audio visual aids, they activate the hearing senses. And hands-on activities, they activate the touch senses. Okay, then social stimuli. Okay, they arise from interactions with parents, teachers, peers, family members, and society. Okay, these parents, teachers, family members, and are all a part of society. No, example, teachers' encouragement. It is a social stimulus coming from society. Peer appreciation, family expectations, group discussions, social rewards, and recognition. So this particular type of stimulus will promote cooperative learning, and it will promote communication skills. It encourages teamwork and leadership, and it builds social responsibility and empathetic behavior. Okay. The next important stimuli is cognitive stimuli. Cognitive is anything related to the mind. Okay, it activates the mental processes like thinking, reasoning, analysis, imagination, and problem solving. All these are related to the mind. Okay, like puzzles and brain teasers. Okay, they are related to the brain. Then solving mathematical problems, case studies, research activities, and critical thinking questions. Okay, so these cognitive stimuli will enhance higher order thinking skills, logical reasoning, creativity, and innovation. They also are very useful for decision making ability. Then coming to emotional stimuli. Okay, emotional stimuli, they evoke feelings and emotions that influence learning behavior and motivation. Example, appreciation and praise. More people appreciate you, more you feel like doing that particular work. Very simple. Fear and anxiety. If you're afraid of something, stop doing it. Love and affection, competition and achievement, success and failure. So this emotional stimuli will increase motivation and participation, and promotes it gives emotional security, and teachers should create this good emotional stimulus in the classroom. That is by teachers should show love and affection towards their students. They should be caring and empathetic. Then what are the various receptors that are involved in stimulus learning? So what are receptors in the first place? They are specialized sensory structures. Okay, they are specialized sensory structures that will detect any changes that are occurring in the environment. That is, they detect the environmental changes and convert them into nerve impulses for interpretation by the brain. So in order for the brain to interpret any sensory information, there should be something to carry it to the brain, no? So what are those that carry this in sensory information to the brain? They are nothing but the receptors. So they serve as a foundation of the stimulus learning. So without receptors, there is no stimulus learning only. Stimulus cannot be carried to the brain without the receptors. Okay, so what are the major receptors? Mechanoreceptors, chemoreceptors, thermoreceptors, and noise receptors. What are mechanoreceptors? As the name itself suggests, they respond to mechanical forces like pressure, vibration, touch, movement, and sound. Okay, they help in detection of touch, pressure. They enable hearing and balance in the ear. They coordinate bodily movements, and they facilitate motor learning. Example, receptors on skin. They help in feeling of the touch. Hair cells in the inner ear. Then stretch receptors in the muscle. Okay. Then what are its educational importance? Handwriting practice, sport activities, laboratory experiment, crafts, and artwork. All these require touch, movement, such kind of things, no? Then chemoreceptors, they are chemical substances present in the environment. They help in tasting, sensing taste and smell. They help in identifying harmful chemicals. They influence food preferences. You like certain foods, you don't like certain foods. That are because of the chemoreceptors. Okay, they support environmental awareness. Example, taste buds on the tongue, and olfactory receptors which are present in the nose. Okay, what is its educational significance? They help in science experiments, food and nutrition education, environmental studies, and various sensory based activities. What are next receptors? They are thermoreceptors. They respond to changes in the temperature. Okay, they help in detection of heat and cold, maintaining body comfort. So when outside weather is very cold, you cover yourself with a blanket. That information is given by the thermoreceptors. They protect against extreme temperature, and they support environmental adaptation. Example, warm receptors on the skin, cold receptors which are distributed toward the body. This is the educational significance. Noise receptors. Okay, they detect painful and painful or harmful stimuli. Okay, example, they warn body against danger. When some vehicle, lorry, you're crossing the road, when some vehicle is coming opposite to you, these receptors will warn you and you'll walk fast and cross the road, or you'll wait there till the vehicle goes away. Okay, protect tissues from injury, and they promote survival behavior, and they encourage various safety practices. Example, pain receptor on skin. When somebody pinches you, you'll feel the pain. That is nothing but it is because of the noise receptors. Internal pain receptors in the organs. Okay, various our body organs also have noise receptors. Okay, then what are the different types of stimulus learning? First, sensory learning. It takes place through the five sense organs. Okay, identifying colors, recognizing sounds, distinguishing various taste and smell, and learning through touch. Okay, then perceptual receptors. It is involving in recognizing patterns and various other meanings among the stimuli. Example, reading maps, identifying geometrical shapes, and recognizing facial expressions. See, all these are perceptual receptors, nothing but perception. Then you have signal learning. So, this perceptual receptors will improve interpretation skills, develop analytical thinking, and enhance your visual discrimination. So, this is square, this is circle. Okay, it helps in visual discrimination. Then, signal learning. This occurs when individuals learn to respond to particular signals or cues. Example, responding to a school bell. School bell is a signal. So, you have to, that class is over and the next class is going to start. Obeying traffic lights. Red means stop. That is signal learning. Then following warning signs. Okay, so this particular signal learning will develop discipline. It improves environmental awareness and it encourages organized behavior. This also comes under discipline. Okay, then the next one is stimulus discrimination learning. Okay, it refers to the ability to distinguish between similar stimuli and respond appropriately. Example, distinguishing vowels from consonants. Both vowels and consonants are words only. But this particular stimulus discriminating learning will teach a person how to differentiate between vowels and consonants. Identifying different plant species. All plants are green in color only. So this particular learning will help in differentiating all those plants. Okay, recognizing similar mathematical symbols. So it will enhance precision. It will reduce errors while learning and it will improve critical observation. The next important one is stimulus generalization learning. Okay, this is stimulus discrimination learning, that is differentiation. This is stimulus generalization learning. It occurs when the responses learned in one situations are transferred to similar situations. So applying one stimulus in similar situations. Okay, various similar situations. This one is differentiating between this stimulus discriminating learning is differentiating between various stimuli. Okay, so this stimulus generalization learning is one theory you have learned and you are applying that theory in similar situations. Okay, greeting all teachers respectfully. You have learned that you have to greet one particular teacher taught you that you have to greet her respectfully. You will apply that to every teacher, na? Then applying mathematical concepts to different problem. One formula if you learn, you can apply it to different problems using grammar rules in various contexts. It will facilitate transfer of learning. That means learning one concept and applying it in different areas. Then it encourages adaptability and promotes efficient problem solving. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you. Please like this video and support me.